Hey, guys. The attendance was 19,800. Was sold out. Gate was 11.3 million. Fight of the night, Royval versus Van. Performance of the night went to Rodriguez and Topuria. Who's got the first question?
To your left.
I thought you retired.
I am now, in about an hour.
Well, congrats, and thanks for everything, Kevin.
Thank you, brother. What was your take on Ilia's performance, and do you think that he gives Islam a run for the money as pound for pound right now?
Yeah, it's interesting because, he did exactly what he said he's going to do. He is an absolute complete fighter. Stand-up is beautiful, ground, grappling, everything. This kid's a star.
From a punching power standpoint, he knocks out Volkanovski, Holloway, and Oliveira, three amazing fighters in a row. Is he the hardest hitter pound for pound that the UFC has ever had?
He's on a great 3-fight win streak for sure. All legends that he knocked out. I don't know. I don't know where he sits pound for pound punching power, but moving up a weight class like that and doing what you say you're going to do in the first round and the way he did it is very impressive.
From a standpoint, I had said the other day if he won this fight that he might turn into a star the caliber of a Ronda or a George St. Pierre or a Conor or somebody like that with the look he has, the way he talks, and then, of course, the way he fights. Given the way this ended tonight against a fighter like Oliveira, do you think that he has the ability to take it to that kind of level?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You obviously felt the energy in the building tonight. It was a big fight. And, again, to go in and say exactly what you're going to do and then do it in the way that he did it is impressive.
A couple other questions for me. Pantoja just seems like, he's, 35 years old, and he's getting better at this stage, and you rarely see fighters do that. What does that say to you when you see a guy that is 35 and this late into his career, and he still comes out fight after fight and is better?
Yeah, impressive. And again, he's another guy, ended up getting the finish. Yeah, I think you just said it all yourself. Yeah, I agree with you.
And then just wanted to ask you about the fight between Joshua Van and Royval. That might have been in the top 10 fights in UFC history. I mean, that certainly was an amazing brawl. What was your take?
Yeah, I agree. And literally there were texts flying around from the truck and me and the matchmakers, and basically going in the beginning of the third round, they had already, broke into the top 10 all time for significant strikes. And I think they ended up at 3 all time and, crushed the record in their weight division, and they broke another record too. So the other thing, I'm gonna pay Royval his win money. He took that fight with the number 12 ranked guy on short notice and put on an absolute war. So those two are both going to do well tonight, and it's absolutely positively deserved.
And I know it's early, but how do you see a matchup between Pantoja and Van? I mean, you have Pantoja, the smart, wily veteran against this kid that's, also growing by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Obviously, it's the fight to make right now. It's, the reaction that it got from the fans tonight, and we'll just have to see how that plays out. I don't know.
I was going to ask you some other.
For a kid who's ranked number 12 to come in on short notice and take on the number 1 guy in the world who was highly motivated to win that fight after the press conference the other day, where he said, "I feel like I'm the most disrespected fighter in the sport," and then he knows he's going to get the title shot. He came to win tonight.
So I was going to ask you another question, but since I'm retired, fuck it. Thank you.
Deal.
Dana, Ilia, after the fight, he called in Paddy Pimblett and brought him into the cage, and they had a face-off. Obviously, they've got a long history together. I know there's a lot of options on the table for Ilia, but when he shows that type of interest in a fight, does that make you want to make it?
Well, I don't know who the hell let him in there. That should have never happened. Let's start there. I was already back in my room, or that would have never happened. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think about that stuff tonight, other than, obviously the Van fight. But, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out.
And he's mentioned that he would obviously love to fight in Spain, but he doesn't want to do it in the middle of the night that you have to do with European pay-per-views. But given what a star he is and the following that he has, do you start trying to move things around? I know you said we want to go to Spain. Do you start thinking, how can we get him, in prime time in Spain over there?
Yeah, I don't know. Spain isn't even an option right now anyway, so.
Yeah. Joshua Van, obviously a star-making performance. We're all talking about him. Can you just talk about his rise? I mean, 2 years ago he's debuting in the UFC. He's 8-1 now. He takes out the #1 contender. I mean, what have you thought of his rise?
Well, tonight we had some people here who were first time ever to UFC events, and you know, one of the things that was said to me a lot tonight is how educated the fan base is, you know, as far as the fights go and everything else. And if you saw the pop that those two got tonight, you would have thought that they were both huge superstars. So, yeah, the kid's done all the right things, and tonight he was given an opportunity on short notice, and he went in and absolutely delivered. I mean, that's what I love about this sport, and that's what I love about giving guys opportunities.
Yeah. Can you give us the story on why you were willing to allow him in the cage? We don't matchmake on Saturday night, right? But it's clear that's the fight. Why did you say, hey, yeah, let's go ahead and do a face-off?
Well, he's the #1 contender, and I just said that, you know, the winner of that fight would get a title shot. So, and obviously the fans, you know, wanted to. My thing with with Topuria is his wife and kid are in the octagon. You know, that's not the fight. It's just, yeah.
It was fun to watch.
It shouldn't happen.
It was fun to watch.
Well, that's not really what we do. Give a shit if it was fun to watch or not. It's just that shouldn't happen. Plus, he wins a second title in a higher division. It was a bad call by whoever the hell let him in there.
Last thing I want to ask you about International Fight Week. Obviously, you're super busy. BJJ, power slap, little touch of boxing as well. Then, of course, the event tonight. Is that kind of the blueprint for like every UFC pay-per-view week to have all the brands kind of on display at the same time, or is this just a special week with it being International Fight Week?
Well, it's obviously International Fight Week, and it's, you know, this whole week is everything fighting. But yeah, I mean, we did a takeover in a couple of cities. You know, we have enough sports properties now where we can make a whole week out of it. So we'll see.
Dana, just one from me. What happened in the PI in Mexico?
They think it was the sauna. So we don't know yet. We still don't know exactly, but all signs point to the sauna. Some wiring, something went wrong, and it caught on fire and did some real damage. We're just trying to figure out how bad the damage is, and more than anything, how long is it going to take to fix?
Could it be a total rebuild, or is it we're still early?
I don't think it's a total rebuild. I mean, there'd have to be some serious structural damage to, like, you know, the metal beams or the concrete or something. I don't know anything about this shit, but, you know, it caught on fire, and we'll see how long it takes us to fix it.
Dana, if we can piggyback on your previous answer about this week, beyond Fight Week, International Fight Week, but this week in Las Vegas, it was a decade ago. June was a little bit of a slower month, but it started last Sunday. We've had nothing but eyes on Las Vegas, whether it's WNBA with Caitlin Clark here, the groundbreaking for the A Stadium, then International Fight Week, Canelo Crawford. Las Vegas is easily taking over a sports capital. Can you just comment on the entire week and the eyes on this town?
Yeah, I think it's always made sense that if sports organizations could get past all the gambling stuff, which they have, this is a serious sports town. And I always say this, if there's an away game, everybody's going to go to Vegas for an away game. It's just you can come in on depending on what it is, you come in 2 or 3 days early and make a whole trip out of it. So, you know, every sport, I mean, there's going to be fucking ping pong here pretty soon. Everything's coming to Vegas. Done with me?
Yeah, Dana,
Go
over
ahead.
here. Jose Delgado and Terrence McKinney, they won fights within a minute. They finished their opponents. Not to take more money out of your pockets, but are they going to get taken care of?
Yeah, I mean, we always, you know, I tell you who won the, you know, the bonuses, but everybody that does well does well.
Awesome. And one more from me. John Silva, he's got a crazy life story. He's been finishing everybody. At the UFC fan experience, he was jumping into the crowd. Do you think he's one of the UFC's next biggest stars?
We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, you know, next fight's big, and you know, it's on Noche, and people are excited for it. I'm excited for it, so we'll see how it plays out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dana,
Dan-
down here
Yep.
to your right. To your right.
Yeah.
Is there a medical update on Jack Hermanson? Because that was a pretty.
Yeah, that was a nasty one. Yeah, I think he's good.
Okay.
Yep.
Dan, over here in the middle. Is there any headway on Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena if that title fight's going to get booked soon?
I'll let you know when we get it done.
And just kind of piggybacking off that, obviously with Ilia's win, everyone's really excited to potentially see a future fight with him and Islam. I know that's the fight that people wanted. Ilia said earlier this week that if Islam loses that fight, he wouldn't give the opportunity for Islam to fight for his belt again. Is that something you'd bypass? Because that seems like such a big fight to make.
I mean, this is all talk.
Speculative.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
But I imagine that's a fight you guys would want to make at some point. I mean, just the
Sure.
magnitude of it.
I mean, I'd make that fight tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Tuesday, I guess we could say. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to ask you just about International Fight Week specifically. Obviously, it's the Super Bowl for the UFC. Can you just talk about, everything from the convention and Power Slap, how you felt like, I guess, did it live up to your vision of it in terms of all of the new things that the UFC has been doing for the fans and everything else all week?
What is your question?
Like, did your vision for International Fight Week, as UFC X has grown, Power Slap has grown, how is the execution of everything from your point of view for the fans?
Yeah, no, it's been a hell of a week. I mean, it was our first ever BJJ event. It killed it. Slap was ridiculous last night, and and tonight's fight was great. It was a hell of a weekend, and UFC X was a huge success. So it was all good.
Obviously, the UFC keeps growing. Are there any big things that you could tease that we might see at next International Fight Week, whether it be at the convention or anything else?
What's the question?
Are there any new things that you have in the works for the UFC X or anything else during the week?
Yeah, I mean, every year that we do it, we try to evolve and get better every year. So, yeah, not right here this second. It's not even over yet. It was, we're just wrapping up. But yes, we will definitely do some different. Who the hell knows what I'll be into by next year?
Thank you.
Hello, Dana. Irati Prat from Marca in Spain. Can I ask in Spanish for quería preguntarte por la figura de Ilia Topuria. Tengo los números de cómo de seguida ha sido la pelea, ha sido a las 6 de la mañana en España y los números son equiparables a un partido del Real Madrid, el mejor club del mundo, un partido de Rafa Nadal, uno de los mejores atletas de la historia del deporte, una carrera de Fórmula 1. Me gustaría saber qué significa eso para vosotros, para la UFC, que sea un atleta tan importante, una superestrella en España y a nivel mundial. Gracias.
I just wanted to ask about this personality and the status of Ilia Topuria, because we have the numbers right now. The fight was at 6 a.m. in Spain, and it had numbers comparable to Real Madrid, greatest club in the world, Rafa Nadal, a great start in tennis, even Formula One races. How do you feel about the way that Ilia has taken things by storm?
So he's saying he got the numbers from...
Yeah. ¿Tienes los números?
You're good.
Dijiste que...
Well, if it did those kind of numbers, obviously I'm thrilled. And yeah, we know that he's big over there, and that people care. And like I said earlier, tonight, if you look at what he's accomplished in his last 3 fights, tonight was like his big coming out party. He moved up to win another title and did it in spectacular fashion. I mean, you couldn't do it any better. Like some Ali shit, saying I'm going to knock him out in the first round, and viciously knocks him out in the first round. Yeah, I think tonight was his big night. We have a star in our hands.
Entonces, si esos números son verdad, entonces, bueno, me imagino, por todo lo que ha hecho, además de la manera como lo hizo, bueno, como lo está haciendo, y además de hoy fue la fiesta que dijo, acá estoy, llegué. Porque básicamente cosas como Ali dijo lo que va a hacer y lo hizo tal cual. Creo que tenemos una gran estrella en nuestras manos.
Two questions, Dana, from Cadena Cope from Spain. Volkanovski cow, Holloway cow, Oliveira cow. Is Ilia Topuria the best fighter in the world? Does he deserve the #1 pound for pound?
You guys determine who the #1 pound for pound is.
No, you.
No, you. If I did, John Jones would be the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world.
If I did, it would be Ilia Topuria.
Well, there you go. You do it, so good luck.
And Spain, Dana.
Yeah.
I know it depends on the new TV contract, but Ilia Topuria wants to fight on his country. All our country wants Ilia Topuria to fight there. So do you think 2026 Spain is going to be a reality and UFC is going to go there?
It is the goal. It's what I mean, we've been trying to get into Spain for a while here, but yeah, hopefully, that's what I want to do. We'll see if we can get it done.
You think Bernabeu or Arena?
I don't know. Let's see what's available, and let's see what we can figure out.
Is a promise going to Spain?
What's that? How come it's always like a fucking war zone when we do press conferences out here? I've never even seen this many helicopters in Las Vegas. What is it? Strip tours?
Is it a promise go to Spain or not?
Is what going to
Is
Spain?
it a promise?
Is it a promise? You're promising you're going to
Yeah.
Spain?
I promise I'm going everywhere. I was just in Azerbaijan, Baku. Yes, we're definitely going to Spain. It's just a matter of when.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Dana, over here.
Yeah.
Olympic gold medalist Gable Stevenson has been seen recently training with John Jones and said himself he plans on joining the UFC. Is that someone you're interested in seeing?
So the question, what did he, Gable Stevenson and John Jones,
Been
what?
training with John Jones and he wants to come to UFC.
John Jones is training? Holy shit. That's news to me. Was he on the reality show in Thailand or something? I have no idea, sir. Well, I don't know. Yeah.
And then also,
I didn't know John was training.
and then also, from brutal knockouts to crazy submissions, do you believe UFC 317 goes down as one of the best cards of all time?
Thank you.
Dana, down here to your right again. Since you brought him up, down here.
Yep.
Since you brought up John, I don't know if you.
I didn't bring John up. He did.
Oh, okay, fair enough. He gave you a layup. I don't know. Did you see his series of tweets over the last few days, inferring that basically he told you guys that he was retired last November and that your efforts to make the Aspinall fight were basically futile?
It's not true.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. Is that what you wanted to ask me?
Well, yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. But what do you make of him coming out and saying saying contrary to what you've said there?
I don't know. I'm telling you the truth.
Well,
Believe who you want to believe.
I don't know how to respond here, but fair enough. Thank you.
Dana
Yep.
over here. We
Yep.
know a lot of the talent nowadays stems from the Contender season. You were mentioning a couple of days ago that we perhaps could see double the episodes on the new TV deal with Contender series. So when you talk about that, do you envision maybe extending the current run we're on Contender series, or maybe doing like another season like in the winter and spring, and then the fall one that we have right now?
We talking about Contender?
Yeah.
Extending it?
Yeah, because you said we could perhaps see maybe double the amount of Contender series we see now under the new TV deal.
Let me tell you what about the Contender series. I do it 365 days a year if there was enough talent. So as long as there's a big enough talent pool, I'll do it every week forever. I love it. Yep.
Right in the middle, Dana.
What's that?
Straight back in the middle.
Hi.
Hi there. You had Canelo and Terrence Crawford here for a press conference this week. What's it been like for you to get to see that fight come to fruition, given your boxing background? A lot of people don't understand, like, that you've come from boxing.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's awesome. I mean, like I said, leading up to, the press conference and at the press conference, for this to be my first fight to remote is incredible. I just think that there was always some weird shit from the press, like, does this fight and does Terrence Crawford's 19-0 in title fights, and he's undefeated, and it's gonna be a fun fight. And the only reason this fight's even happening is because of the stuff that they're doing in Saudi Arabia and the kind of money that's flying around right now. So anybody who's even remotely a boxing fan should be fucking pumped out of their minds right now that these are the type of fights that are going to happen. I know he's got like 18 months of fights that he's got lined up, he being Sheikh Turkey. So, yeah, it's fun, it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hi, Dana.
Yep.
It's possible to ask in Spanish. Ilia Topuria siempre habla de que es un peleador que representa la nueva generación de peleadores en la UFC. Obviamente han pasado muchas leyendas por la compañía, pero parece que él es algo único, un peleador que nunca hemos visto, que domina todas las áreas del juego. Y él siempre lo dice, ¿no? que es un peleador único. ¿Compartes tú esa opinión? Porque al final tiene 28 años. Parece que aún no ha entrado en su prime físico. ¿Dónde le ves al techo a Ilia Topuria?
Ilia Topuria has said that he represents a new generation of MMA fighters, and many legendary fighters have been around the block. But this seems to be a guy who's complete, is getting the results, and he's only 28 years old. Where do you rank him right now in that situation? I mean, is he really coming? You'd like to know your opinion as the face of the new generation of MMA.
Yeah, like I said tonight, I mean, he solidified himself tonight as a superstar. If you look at the three knockouts that he's coming off over absolute legends, I mean, I would have to agree with him.
creo que estoy de acuerdo con él porque se ha puesto en una posición muy sólida de la manera como ha hecho. Mira contra las 3 leyendas, contra quien ha peleado y con knockouts. O sea, creo que estoy de acuerdo con Ilia.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
Dana.
Yeah.
With Arman Sarukian weighing in as the backup, is he getting back in the good graces with you and the?
Well, it's not about getting back in the good graces. It's about, the guy had the opportunity to fight for a title and didn't make weight. It's just, you couldn't fuck up anything worse than that. But he proved, now that he's not fighting for the title and he was here as a backup fighter, he made weight. So it's definitely a step in the right direction.
And to staying in that division, Justin Gaethje said that if he doesn't get a title shot, that he'd be thinking about retiring, and that he's basically inferring that you guys owe him a favor for him stepping in for UFC 300. I just wanted your thoughts on that.
Listen, everybody has their opinions on. Listen, if you're thinking about retiring, you know how I feel about that. You should probably retire. We love Justin Gaethje, and Justin Gaethje did step up, and he's been an exciting, fun fighter to have here in the UFC. But to say, hey, listen, unless you give me a title shot, I'm retiring. That's pretty wacky.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thomas Miller was here tonight. Obviously, we all want to see Tom back in the cage. He recently said that Cyril Gane deserves a correction. He said he got some unfinished business with Cyril Gane. Is Cyril Gane versus Thomas Pinol the fight you want to make for the return of Thomas Pinol?
Gone Aspinall.
I don't know. When we figure it out, we'll let you guys know. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Take care.
Dana, one last one.
Every time I stay around for one more, it's a fucking disaster. What do you got? Can't wait to hear this.
Peyton Talbot tonight showed a pretty clear improvement since the Barcelos fight, especially in his grappling. What do you make of him as a prospect now, showing that kind of quick turnaround from his first loss?
You just salvaged all the bad last questions there. It's a great one. Yeah, what an incredible fight. That one was looking like fight of the night until. Great. This is insane. And I got a question. T-Mobile and MGM, when are you going to build a real fucking building out here so we're not in a tent? This is crazy. How long's this been going on and we're in a fucking tent still? What did he say? This summer? Huh?
For Canelo Crawford.
For Canelo Crawford? Is that an official statement from MGM and T-Mobile? So, great question. Both those kids looked dynamite tonight. It was a great fight. And I don't know what you were asking me about Peyton, but he looked incredible. And, yeah, I'm excited to see, what that kid does in the future. I'm excited to watch him grow and compete here. And thank you, sir, for making a great last question and not making me regret to take it. Happy 4th, everybody.
open. Congratulations. Mr. Pantoja, congratulations.
Thank you, Dave.
What does it mean to you on a show like this? This might have been one of the best, cards in a long time with all those crazy knockouts. For you to perform the way you did, it seemed like in December you had a really big performance, and you took it to another level tonight. What was that feeling like?
That's amazing fighting in Las Vegas, that atmosphere, fighting here in T-Mobile. I think every fighter fight here think the same thing, that the Coliseo. I feel that's the new gladiator, the new generation of the gladiators. In here you have the best arena for that. T-Mobile Arena look the new Coliseo. The same goal, the same thing. The crowd is so good. Yesterday to the Waynes, that's full arena. That's like you have a fight here, and I think everybody want to. Performs like that tonight, Kai Kara-France is a very good fighter. I train a lot for him, I train a lot for every fight, I'm part of the America Top 10, best gym of the world. I have so good professional fighters there. And, yeah, man, I do my best all the time. I go to the octagon, I do my best, I think right now I deserve a better position in the pound for pound, too.
Yeah, I knew you were going to get to that.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Lambert said the other day that there's nobody, you and Kayla Harrison are the only two that do every class, every drill, all the things that you're always the hardest worker in the room. Do you feel like, this was a long time coming, like this dominance that you have, right? You were in a crowded space when Brandon Moreno and Figueiredo were the champ before, but did you see this coming, this run that you're on?
I try to do my best. Like you say, I'm the one most training in the gym. We have 100 fighters in the America Top 10. And feel that I'm one of the more training in the gym with the best fighters of the world. That's amazing, Go to the gym. I have so much inspiration in the gym. I have Kayla Harrison. That's a huge inspiration for us. But in the same gym, I have Paulo Macedo, one of my training partners. He come to train with me, leave and go to work with a regular job, and back to the gym training again. How I can say I train very hard with him. How I cannot try to do my best to him too. That's for all the guys. That's it. I train very hard all the time. Try to be humble, try to be a good champ, try to good example for everybody, and especially in my gym. Everybody, when I go to the gym, people say, hey, champ. And doesn't matter for me. I don't want to be a superstar in my gym, I want to show to everybody the right way to be a champ, respectful, training to everybody, try to help your all training partners, show to my gym how to be a good guy to your coaches. These guys, my coaches, deserve so much appreciate, and some fighters don't give to coaches what he needs, because if you're good, if you win, you need to bring your coaches with you, you need to show it to the people on your side deserve a piece of that too.
You talk about being a respectful fighter. It seems like another respectful fighter would be Joshua Van, the way he carries himself. And I saw you guys embraced in the octagon afterwards. Does he remind you of a younger Pantoja?
When I have 23, I'm working in the restaurant, clean dishes. Look at that. The guy have 23 gonna fight for the belt, for the world championship. I think this guy is gonna be my tough challenger, He's young, he's hungry, and he don't make wars like I did in the past, I make my 35 professional fights tonight, and that's a lot of wars I pass through, with a lot of very good fighters. And UFC give me this new guy. I think everybody wants to see the new normal rematch for me, And I want to fight with that guy too. I want that challenger, fight with a new blood, new kid, with a very hungry. I found a couple fights from Josh Ivan He doing amazing job with Rei Tatsuda. He defend all the takedowns. He beat Bruno Bulldog in the last fight. He got this opportunity to fight with the number one contender rival. And doing an amazing job. You know, who can say that? And now I think that's my tough challenge, you know. But Monday, I'm back to the gym, and my coach know that I'm not more champion of the world. I'm the challenger, you know, and I know who's my opponent, and I know what I want. I want this belt again.
Last question for me. You know, last time you were here, you said you wanted to fight Demetrius Johnson, and I think it was because you respect him as the greatest flyweight of all time. Do you think that Joshua Van is good enough to make people recognize how good you are?
Definitely. Josh Van's so good. Who can say it's different? You know, she beat Rival. I think Rival make some mistakes with him. Try to rush too much the fight. Don't try to grapple a lot. And about Demetrius Johnson, I say before, I really want to fight with him. He says he retired. He's not gonna back. Maybe it's not his comeback. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not good for his comeback, because the division, flyweight division right now is so different. You know, this high level is different. I respect all the guys opening the doors for us, but right now you see, especially in my division, you have whole world in the same division. Top 10, you have guys from whole the world. Japan, Africa, Brazil, Russia, Australia, New Zealand. That's so amazing to be part of that.
Pantoja. Pantoja, aqui. Muita gente falava que você já tinha passado por todo mundo, os principais da sua categoria, e que era para você subir de divisão. E você sempre se manteve aí e tal, e agora surgiu esse menino aí espetacular, o Joshua Van. Isso mostra que você estava certo e que ainda tem muitos desafios nessa categoria?
Sem sombra de dúvida, cara. Eu acho que eu tenho muito a mostrar ainda nessa divisão. É a minha divisão. Esse negócio de todo mundo querer subir de categoria, não sei o que lá. Deixa para os caras aí, né? Eu acho que eu tenho. É isso, cara. Eu defendo a minha divisão. A gente já teve muito problema nessa divisão anteriormente. Pessoas falavam muito mal dessa minha divisão. E tanto eu quanto todos os lutadores dessa divisão, acho que a gente tenta mostrar diferente. A gente tenta dar a nossa melhor performance. Eu acredito que o Josh Van e o Brandon Rival fizeram a luta da noite, né? Mais um bônus para a nossa categoria, mostrando que a divisão peso mosca é uma das melhores do UFC. E ser campeão nessa divisão é muito importante para mim.
O seu objetivo de carreira é bater o recorde do Demetrius Johnson?
Cara, o meu objetivo de carreira é ganhar minha próxima luta, pagar minhas contas, fazer com que meus filhos não precisem se preocupar com nada, alimentar minha família, ajudar as pessoas do meu lado. Eu não me preocupo em quebrar recorde, eu não me preocupo em nada, irmão. Eu gosto de lutar. Como eu falei, segunda-feira eu vou voltar para academia para treinar. Eu amo fazer parte da América Top Team. E como eu falei, segunda-feira eu volto para academia. Eu não sou mais o campeão. Eu vou ter oportunidade para lutar novamente por esse cinturão.
E para finalizar, sei que você é um flamenguista fanático e amanhã tem um jogo contra o Bayern. Hoje a gente torceu muito por você, eu e todo o Brasil. Você acha que é mais sofrido torcer ou lutar?
Cara, acho que torcer é mais difícil. Eu vejo isso pela minha família, pela minha esposa, pelos meus filhos, tadinhos. Eles estavam muito nervosos hoje, antes de eu vir para a luta. Eu tenho o privilégio de ter minha família sempre comigo antes da minha luta. Eles estavam comigo no hotel lá, no quarto do hotel. E minha esposa, todo momento nervosa, meus filhos nervosos. Então eu acredito que ser torcedor é mais difícil. Quando eu estou lá dentro, está na minha mão. Amanhã vai ser um baile no Bayern. Vamos ganhar de novo isso aí. E vai ser a dobradinha do Pantoja e do Flamengo.
Quer mandar um recado para os jogadores?
Irmão, jogar com raça aí, mostrar aí que a gente tem uma seleção, né? O Flamengo é uma seleção, a gente pode bater de frente com qualquer um. Esse Mundial de Clube tá sendo muito legal, cara, porque, pô, eu torci pro Botafogo pra caramba contra o PSG, torci pro Palmeiras, pro Fluminense, entendeu? Eu acho que isso uniu bastante todos nós brasileiros, né? O futebol move muito o Brasil, né, cara? Uma ressalva aí para os fãs do futebol também olharem um pouco mais para o MMA, olharem para os nossos lutadores brasileiros, que a gente precisa também dessa proporção que o futebol é no Brasil. A gente também tem que fazer essa proporção ser no MMA também.
Obrigado, Pantoja, parabéns.
Obrigado, irmão.
Pantoja, obviously a dominant performance tonight against a familiar opponent. Just curious, any surprises tonight? Did you feel he was a different fighter than the first time you fought so long ago, or did it feel like the same guy in there tonight?
I think when he come to fight with me, he wants to show me he lost is a mistake, and I feel the same, same thing. I think O'Malley, Merab. O'Malley think he changed something, gonna beat Merab. Merab showed to him, no, bro. And I think I'm show the same to Kai Kara France. If he think a mistake, I think I can finish his better. When I fight with Kai Kara France for the first time, 10 days ago, I fight with Moreno. I make a war with Moreno, one of the best the ultimate fighters, fights and I make in the house. 10 days, I fight with the Kai Kara France. Now I have only camp just to Kai Kara France. He's an amazing fighter, but when in the octagon, when I step in the octagon, I'm no more champion of the world. I'm the challenger, I have the opportunity to get this belt. Então, challenger spirit, but champion mentality.
Nice. And you talk about Joshua Van. Like you said, so young, relatively new to the UFC, but it sounds like you're actually excited about fighting him, right? Why is that the case? Because, you've had to toil away. It took you so long to get here, right? And now he gets these opportunities. Is there any part of you that's like, I don't want to fight that guy, let him do more? But it sounds like you're excited.
Of course. That's the UFC, that's American dream, brother. That's amazing. This kid have this opportunity, why is not, he can change his life, I love to fight for UFC. I love to fight, brother. For me, it's always an opportunity to go to the inside of the octagon, have million people watch me, what I did. People talk a lot of bullshit about Instagram, you need million followers and everything. Man, when I start to fight, it's not to get a follows. I fight because I like it. When in the octagon, I'm the fighter. Then when I want the cameras, when I finish Kara France and come here, I love to see the cameras. But when I go back to my home Monday with my kids and my wife, I don't want to show you my life. That's my life. I try to make a good example for my kids. I don't have time to take the phone and show everybody what I did. I try to make my kids good men, be a good husband. I don't have time to show all my life. I think, of course, that's important for the business and everything. But my situation is, I'm a fighter. When UFC call me, you can put 100 cameras. I can talk with 100 people. I can take 1 million pictures. But when I back to home, I'm the Alexander Pantoja, Passidomo, Gabi, husband, Kawan, and Nick, father. I need to do my shit in my home. I need to clean my dishes. I need to walk with my dogs. I don't think everybody wants to see I'm walk with my dogs for my neighborhood. That's my life. And but when I go to the octagon, I give to everybody what you want to see. The war.
Last thing for me, I think most people agree that you need to be a little higher in the pound-for-pound rankings. Do you have a spot that you feel you belong? Is it number one, or do you be like, well, maybe there's behind this
No,
guy?
it's not make sense. If I'm not the number 2, I'm just behind of the Islam Makhachev. That's not make sense. 5 fights for title, 8 victories in streak, 2nd submission, 4 title defense. Numbers don't lie, brother. The only guy accept that is Islam Makhachev because he have the numbers. I try to understand the pound for pound rankings. I think maybe it's the more victories. Maybe it's victories with ranking guys. Maybe it's, I don't know. The guys think I need to beat me someone to like a. You put Jack Madalena in the front of me. You think I need to beat Jack Madalena to get his position? That's crazy, I think it's time to respect more flyweight, Like I say, Josh Ivan, Brandon Royval make maybe the fight of the night tonight. I make a very good fight with the Kai Kara France. I think it's time to people start to change his mind. The flyweight is very entertainment division, And I think things need to change,
Pantoja, front right here. Were you able to actually sit and watch the Van Royval play?
course.
Because people are saying that could be one of, if not the best flyweight fights they've ever seen. Who? Just the fans online say that's one of the best flyweight fights they have ever seen.
Yeah, I agree too, brother. He looked phenomenal, you know. Of course, like I said before, he don't have a lot of fights, you know. He fight with Breno Rival. What I think, I see, of course, I don't can see hold the fight because I make my warm up and everything. But I think if Rival don't rush too much, and he get the flash down in the last 10 seconds of the fight, maybe things different, you know. I don't know. Like I say, I don't see the whole fight of his couple seconds of the fight, but that's back and forth fights, you know. But Rival make a lot of mistakes. I don't understand how Rival don't try to grapple him or put his guard up. You know, he take too much damage, you know. But congratulations to Josh Van. Like I say, he not just that fight. He fight with the Bruno Bulldog. He passed through. With Tatsuro, the Japanese guy, he's look phenomenal too. And he deserves fight for. And I think that's my biggest challenge in my career. You know, fight to someone new, 23 years, young, hungry, very good striking, very good takedown defense. It's a challenger for me.
Were you able to watch the Ilia Charles fight?
Nah, man. I just see the last punches, you know. Like 1 year and a half. I see Topuria in some events. I'm on the gas fighter, and I talk to Topuria, brother. I'm a huge fan, you know. The way you did, the way you fight, it's so nice, you know. And then when he put this fight to put in Charles, so tough to me, you know. But of course, I need to support Charles. Charles is an icon from Brazil, and this loss don't change anything about the Charles, you know. Charles supports Brazil so much people, you know. He changed his whole peoples on his side changed. He bring a lot of kids. He bring a lot of teammates to come to Las Vegas to feel everything, you know. That's amazing leadership he have, you know. But Topuria is phenomenal, brother. Topuria, for me, is one of the best step in the octagon.
Pantoja se liga no missal e entregou tudo no octágono. Se o Alexandre de 10 anos atrás pudesse tiver agora, o que você acha que ele te diria?
You friend of the Erika Borracin?
No?
No, because ele fala, se liga na missão.
Se liga no missal.
Yeah. No, you know, I think if I'm back to 10 years ago, I'm not changing anything, you know. Just, I think all the God listens, you know. You need to respect your past because your future is that decision, you know. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of my choices.
Você teve que conquistar tudo com muito esforço, sem que nada fosse te dado de graça. Hoje, você sente que finalmente te exageram como verdadeiro campeão?
I answer in Portuguese or English?
What else?
Yeah, I think like I passed through for so many things, you know. I fight with hold my division. A couple guys 2 times, some guys 3 times. And, you know, I don't want to try to get the respect of nobody, you know. I just want to give a good example to my kids. I just want to my wife respect, you know. Like I say, I'm a regular guy, you know. I'm just training hard every day in the gym, you know. God gave me a gift. I learn fast. Try to be a good guy. I think the more important thing, I think if the people have this belt, it's like I don't know if I say that the right way, but like you know the Thor, he grabbed the hammer. He's the only one who can grab the hammer. I think it's like that, you know. People don't have something gift, can grab this belt, you know. That's why some champions just grab this belt one time because he don't deserve, you know. Maybe there's some matrix mistake, you know. But I think I don't try to like to say I'm the best guy in the world, you know. But I think if you want good things in your life, you need to be a good person.
Alessandro over here.
Alessandro.
Not only did you win, but I feel like the flyweight division as a whole won tonight. Obviously, in the world stage, we saw that banger that was Royval and Van, and we saw your amazing performance. I think this is the division where we've seen some great fights, even some number one contender fights, be landed on some prelims on some cards. And you just mentioned there things need to change in terms of respect for your division. So, do you think after tonight, the division has caught the attention of the casual eye and will be a stable on these stacked cards moving forward?
I think little by little we changed that. You know, fights like that, Josh Van and Rival, my fight with Kaikara France, fights like a Moreno and Albazi. You have so many good fighters. You know, I say about the last year, 2024, we have a lot of main events with the flyweights. You know, and I think things start to change. You know, that's so cool. I see in some YouTube and Instagram. People think bad about my division, and that I don't need to say anything about the haters. You know, like a hardcore fans go and say, "Hey, shut your mouth, casual," and you know, people realize how good this division is right now. You know, and I think just us can change that. You know, and I think because that whole division respect to each other. You know, it's not bad blood with us. You know, but of course, when you go to the octagon, you try to do the best thing ever, you know.
Alessandro,
back here.
Alessandro. Yeah, Alessandro here. Here. Okay.
Yes.
Primero de todo, Alessandro, parabéns para sua vitória.
Obrigado.
I wanted to ask you about your fight in general because we saw a high display of fight IQ by yourself. We saw you exchanging punches against Kekara France, and then when you know that maybe it was dangerous, you throw into wrestling. Do you think that even though you have a lot of good fighters in the flyweight division, your wrestling is the key in order to keep your success?
I think my mind is the key. You know, I have very good, strong mind. You know, I pass for a lot of things for that camp. You know, all the camps different. You know, this camp is not different of that. You know, couple injuries, couple troubles in the gym. You know, staph infections. I use antibiotics like 2 weeks after the fights, you know, get injections, and man, like that's so tough, you know. But at the end of the day, I think my mentality, my head make the difference. You know, I talk about that. Like I go to fight like a challenger, you know. But now, because I have this belt, I have all this experience. My challenger spirit, but head champion.
And the last one for me, Alexandre, obviously 4 defenses in a row, you clean up the division, you are the only champion remaining that's never been knocked out and never been finished. I mean, you made a statement tonight. Are you looking forward to do your next title defense in Brazil?
Man, I love to fight in Vegas, bro. I love to fight here, man. I love to fight in Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. That's, like I said, that's the Coliseu. I'm feel the gladiator here, brother. Special because you have the PI Institute Performance here. It's so easy to everything, you know. But of course, Brazil is my hometown. You know, if UFC want to go to Brazil and show to Brazil, the champions have a name. It's Alexander Pantoja.
Thank you, man.
Pantoja back here. Congratulations.
Thank you,
we saw the video of you with Merab after the fight. Everyone talks about, oh, Pantoja needs to move up. What is it like to say, no, I have my division and I also have the respect of not just Merab, but a lot of the other champions and fighters? What is that like to have that just respect from your peers?
Merab is a huge guy, you know. He's small, but he's a huge guy, you know. He's heart, his spirit, it's so nice, you know. One of the best. He's so good heart. He deserves this belt, you know. And I have my division, man. I'm a 125 champion, you know. Why I think about go to the bantamweight? I don't think about that. If I go to the bantamweight and then I need to leave my belt, no way, man. You need to beat me in the octagon to leave this belt. I have so much more to prove to myself, you know. Like I say, I'm a worky guy, you know. I go to the gym Monday, training hard, and I'm gonna keep this belt for a long time.
Final question, and it may not be that important. A lot of fans think you might have some of the best custom shorts.
Oh, yeah, I
out
have.
of any of the
I
fighters.
have.
What does it mean to you that the fans like your design so much?
You know, I make my dragon in my shorts. You know, this dragon, I make it when I have a 17. You know, and long time ago, and it's still with me. That's power and eternity. And have my shorts, and the people appreciate that. I think everybody need to buy one, maybe buy two, and that's so amazing. You know, have this, see where I come from, and now what I get. You know, top of the world. I have so much good example for my kids, especially in the cut weight. My kids with me. You know, see all the sacrifice about that. You don't eat food, don't drink water, and my kids don't drink water too. You know, he's waiting to the moment I just gonna drink when you can drink, daddy. And that's the best thing ever. You know, I'm at the top of the world right now, but Monday everything is the same. You know, what I try to say, like tomorrow when I go to home, lock my door, it's all the same. I'm Alexander Pantoja Passidomo, Kawan and Nicholas' father, Gabby's husband, and I need to clean the dishes. I need to walk with my dogs and appreciate my life.
Congrats.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Hello.
Hi, Ilia, to your left.
Now I see.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now that you have done it, and you said you were going to knock out Charles and become a two-division champion, does it feel the way you thought it would feel?
It feels much better
Because of how you did it?
because I already did it, and it's in the past. And I don't know, it feels much better.
Where does that combination rank among the combinations you threw? You know, because you hit him with those two punches, and I think Rogan said you were in the octagon. He was out with after the right hand.
I want to understand your question.
Is that the best combination you've ever thrown, do you think, in competition?
I have better combinations.
You have?
Yeah, I have, but they have to stay inside the octagon with me a little bit more time.
Okay.
Maybe in the future you see them.
How long do you anticipate a run at lightweight? Like, do you feel like you'll try to make several defenses, or is the other guy that you don't like to talk about, is he in the picture in the short term?
I could be ready by the end of the year if they want me. If I get the call from the UFC and they want me to get back in the octagon by the end of the year, I will be ready.
When you were doing the grappling with Charles at one point over there in front of Dana, and he had your leg, were you in any danger? Was there anything that was close?
Not at all, and I was this close to get a very dominating position. He did a good scramble there. Then I saw in his face that he was hurt, and I decided to stand up.
And finally, for me, just to ask you, like, do you feel like you made a statement tonight in terms of who the best fighter in the world is? You know, Pantoja was just in here and he made a case for himself. You know, obviously Makhachev is number one and has been looking very good. Do you feel like you made a statement tonight that you should be considered number one?
In the pound for pound ranking,
Yes.
you mean? I don't care about that ranking.
You don't care?
No, I don't care. Wherever they want to put me.
Thank you. Congrats.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Ilia, there's some people saying that this three-fight stretch is the greatest three-fight stretch in history. Not only the names that you beat, but the way you beat them all. Can you just talk about this run that you're on? I mean, can you put this into perspective, what you've done?
It's amazing. It's difficult to explain with the simple words. Like beat guys like Walk, Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira. Not many people in the world can say that.
Yeah. And what's amazing, too, is not the way you performed, but the fact that you called your shot, right? The whole time you said, I'm going to knock him out in the first round. Was anybody around you maybe saying, like, bro, like, calm down a little bit. We're moving up. This is Charles Oliveira. You don't have to say first round.
Everyone around me knew it, that I would do it. Everyone knew it.
Very nice. I thought it was amazing, too, when you were walking in tonight. Like, the first time the camera showed you, it seemed like there was just a smile on your face. I mean, here's this pressure-packed situation, and you're just...
I just came to collect my belt. I already won it in the training sessions. I know how hard I work. I know what I'm able to do in the sparring sessions and the training sessions. I know how good I am. I know that no one can match my level of skills inside the octagon. And when I say this, maybe I sound a little bit cocky. You guys think that I'm crazy, but I used to prove it, that I'm the best fighter in the world.
Last thing for me, obviously you should get to enjoy your accomplishment tonight, but Paddy Pimblett did come in the cage tonight. Y'all had a little fun. I mean, but, you know, there's Arman Tsarukyan, there's Justin Gaethje. Is that the fight that you want more than anything else?
Yes. Yes, that's the fight that I want. Because with Charles, I had a little bit difficult situation because I really like the guy, you know. He's a really great human being. You can hate him. You always see him surrounded by his family, friends, teammates. He's an amazing human being. But at the end, I was like, this is competition. I have to do my job, and that's it. But with Paddy, I'm really going to enjoy kicking his ass.
Ilia, after the fight, we saw on the cameras Charles and you shared some words in the cage. If it's a private conversation, I understand, but what, if you're able to share, what was...
We share like very respectful words with each other. All the respect in the world for Charles. He's a legend. He's a legend, and I have all the admiration in the world for him. He's, as I said, an amazing human being, a role model for all of us.
I'm not sure if you're going out to celebrate tonight because it seemed like yesterday you already did your celebrations for this. I'm curious.
I'm gonna celebrate it also with always with my family and friends, of course.
When you do those sort of things, how much of that is because you find it important to manifest what's going to happen, and how much of that is just alleviating the pressure of fight week and having fun with your friends and family?
Listen, many people they need to see things to believe. Me, I first of all believe, and then I see it. So I had many reasons to celebrate the victory because I worked really hard. Every person that was in that dinner yesterday, they put like they effort in this preparation. So everything, the victory is not always inside the octagon. You know, sometimes it's like when you put your best effort into something, you already feel that you get the victory. You know, you don't always need to get the belts and all that to feel recognized.
And so, listen, you mentioned about you call your shot and then it seems to happen and people doubt you, but now I think it's very hard for anyone to sort of doubt you. You've nailed every prediction so far. Is there anyone at 155 or 170 that you see as a tough challenge for yourself? Is there anyone that you think like, okay, maybe this guy stylistically could present me a challenge, I could still win, but he's a challenge?
Everyone is a challenge, to be honest. There's no easy fights. In the top 5 in any weight division, there's not easy fights. The only thing is that once I get the confirmation and I do my strategy, I make it easy.
Congratulations.
Ilia, front right here. Just a quick one. I think your son stole the show in a lot of the embedded series, hitting pads, and he can't enter the octagon with you, and you gave him a rose when you got the belt.
You know, the first thing he told me when I came out from the octagon, why you connect the right punch like this and you didn't the uppercut? And I'm like, oh, okay, the next time we will try it.
Ilia, for whatever reason in America you keep getting booed. Is that because you're fighting fan favorites? And
yeah, for sure.
Do you believe at some point the American fans will cheer you on?
100%. Maybe with Patty.
Ilia right here. Just one quick one for me. Last week we were over at the PI at your open workout, and you had a Q&A. And when you were asked about Patty, you said he needs to win one more fight. And now tonight you're saying
I was very excited tonight.
So does he need to win one more fight, or is that who you want? You're going to tell the UFC you want next?
I don't know. Someone from my team told me that Dana was a little bit angry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he said that.
He said that if he was there, he would not have let that happen.
Yeah, but he wasn't there. So, mate, that has to happen.
Ilia down here to your right. First time back at lightweight since 2022. How did you feel you carried the extra weight?
I felt better than ever, to be honest. It was like 2 different words. I enjoyed the whole process. It was much easier, the whole training camp, and I'm here to stay.
And obviously you've had 3 historic knockouts in a row. I know this one's still fresh, but where would you rank? Which order would you rank them in?
What, the last knockout?
I'm saying, which order would you rank the 3 knockouts that you've had in a row?
I actually answered this question. I would rank Walk in the first place, Max Holloway in the second one, and Charles in the third one. Walk was the hardest one.
Thank you.
Ilia back here. Straightforward.
Yeah. Oh.
Congratulations. Ilia, we saw after his last fight, Merab goes back to Georgia, and it's a very big with the fans. He gets a big ovation. Yeah. Obviously, both of you not only are champions, but you have defended the belts multiple times. Do you feel more energy back home from Georgia that you guys are becoming both bigger stars because you guys are now both very dominant?
Of course, every time we get the victory, we become bigger and bigger and bigger. And Merab is a legend. He's a legend in Georgia. Everyone loves him, including myself. I love him.
And then finally, obviously the fight with Patty would be huge anywhere. You could probably have it in any stadium or arena, and a lot of fans would come out to it. Is there a place you would want to fight Patty?
Guys,
if not
I would
Spain?
love to take you to Spain. for that fight in the stadium, in the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. You would enjoy it so much. The whole week you would enjoy it. Nice food, nice everything. You're gonna love it. I want to take you guys to Spain.
We hope we get it. Thank you.
Enhorabuena, doble campeón del mundo. Lo dijo Javi en el partidazo de Cope. Derecha, primer asalto y se acabó todo. No sé si ha sido recta o crochet.
No lo iba a dejar a Javi mal, ya que lo había dicho. Dijo,
evidentemente.
Bueno, Javi ha dicho mano derecha.
No sé si ha sido recta o crochet, pero lo que está claro es que Ilia cumple lo que promete y creo que Javi merece un aumento de sueldo también.
Totalmente de acuerdo. Javi, aumento, un bono.
Volkanovski KO, Holloway KO, Oliveira KO. Acaba de decir Dana White que eres lo más parecido o que estás haciendo cosas de Muhammad Ali. Y nos ha dicho que elijamos nosotros quién es el mejor peleador del mundo, quién es el número 1 libra por libra. ¿Quién cree Ilia Topuria que es el mejor del mundo?
De libra por libra, ahora mismo en MMA. Buah, es que sabes qué pasa, que yo tengo a Merab ahí y entonces con él no me importaría compartir el lugar. Entonces los dos, diría que los dos somos los mejores.
About the comment with Dana, that Dana basically said you're doing Ali type stuff because you're saying it and you're doing it. And the question, do you consider yourself to be the pound for pound? And I love Merab. I'll say let's share the spot.
Y España, Ilia. Sé que depende del contrato televisivo, de que acepten el horario europeo, pero ha dicho Dana White.
En 2026 va a pasar seguro.
Ha dicho Dana White, me acaba de decir, que promete ir a España, que no sabe cuándo, pero Ilia Topuria 2026, Santiago Bernabéu y Paddy Pimblett.
Buah, otro sueño hecho realidad. Pues tú imagínate que pase eso. Tendríamos como una final de Champions en el Bernabéu, España, Georgia, todos los ingleses ahí. Eso sería, pero un desmadre.
¿La mejor pelea de la historia?
Bueno, han habido muchas peleas muy grandes. No me gustaría calificarlo así, porque no quiero quitarle créditos a nadie. Hemos vivido grandísimos combates, todo el mundo merece sus méritos, pero sin lugar a duda, una de las más grandes.
Gracias, campeón.
2026, yes, it is inevitable that Spain is going to happen. Yes, it would be great to be in the Santiago Bernabeu against Paddy Pimblett, and we're talking about Champions League level of finals. Think about Spain, Georgia, all the British people coming over, and as far as being, would this be the greatest fight ever? It's like, listen, I just don't want to diminish the importance of so many great fights that have been around the block, but it would be an amazing fight.
Ilia, here. Do you think you can become an idol in Spain like Rafael Nadal and Fernando Alonso?
I hope so, at least.
What do you think about being the face of the UFC in Europe?
Tough questions, man. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. For some people, yes, and for some, no.
Okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Buenas noches, Ilia.
ილია, გილოცავ ორი დივიზიონის ჩემპიონობას. ნახეთ საქართველოში შენი გაჩემპიონების ზეიმი. ნახეთ ქალბატონი ინგა როგორ აღნიშნავდა შენს წარმატებას არენის გარეთ ქართველ გულშემატკივრებთან ერთად. თუ შეგიძლია რომ მიმართო ქართველ გულშემატკივრებს, რომლებიც მსოფლიოს ყველა წერტილიდან გედგნენ გვერდში ამ ისტორიულ ღონისძიებაზე.
უდიდესი მადლობა ყოველთვის საქართველოს ხარდაჭერისთვის და დიდი იმედი მაქვს რომ მალე მოვახერხებ და საქართველოს ვესტუმრები ისევ ერთხელ და ჩავეხუტები ყველას თავიდან და დიდი მადლობა ისევ.
დიდი მადლობა. მეორე შეკითხვა, რამდენად პრინციპული ბრძოლაა შენთვის პედი პიმბლეტი? საქართველოში ყველა მიცის რომ ეს მარტო სპორტული ინტერესი არ არის.
სიმართლე გითხრა, ანუ პერსონალურად არანაირად არ ვიღებ ამ ბრძოლას, უბრალოდ დიდი სიამოვნებით პადის კარგად გემრიელად დავანოკაუტებდი. იმიტომ რომ ჩალსთან შედარებით ცოტა უფრო განსხვავებული სიტუაცია არის, იმიტომ რომ ჩალსი გინდა თუ არ გინდა მაინც ბევრად უფრო კარგი პიროვნება, კაი ადამიანია, ძალიან კაი ბევრი ფასეულობები აქვს. პადისთან კიდე ძალიან სხვანაირი სიტუაცია მექნებოდა. რაც კიდე
Thank you, Ilia. Keep inspiring. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Hola, Ilia, ¿qué tal? Felicidades, lo primero. Se lo he comentado a Dana y es verdad que bueno, ha despertado alguna risa, pero la realidad es que ya tenemos los datos de cómo ha funcionado en Marca tu combate. Sabes que Marca es el medio más leído de España y el más leído de Latinoamérica y ha superado el último partido del Real Madrid, que fue aquí en el Mundial de Clubes. Está equiparado a un partido del Real Madrid en Champions League. ¿Qué significa eso para ti?
Wow.
I'm just going to tell him that this, confirming now the data from before, Marco from Spain has said that this has beaten the last Real Madrid match in the FIFA World Cup Championships, and it's even with a Real Madrid Champions League game. So what do you think about that?
Me siento muy orgulloso, la verdad que te puedo ir muy emocionado. Qué buen dato, me encanta.
I feel very excited, and it's a great stat, and thank you so much. It's amazing to hear this.
Gamarjoba Ilia, felicidades por la victoria. Y question in English: if Volk will decide to go for the second belt for the third time,
No.
will you give him a rematch in 155?
No.
No way.
We don't want to do that to work.
Thank you.
Aquí Ilia, ¿qué tal? Bueno, primero de todo, enhorabuena a ti y a todo tu equipo. Antes de este combate seguían dudando de ti. Decían que quizás tendrías problemas, ¿no?, para trasladar tu poder a las 155 libras, y hoy has tardado unos 3 minutos en demostrarles que estabas equivocado. Te iba a preguntar, ¿estás en un nivel físico y mental que te sientes invencible?
Ilia, people said some things about you before going up to 155 that maybe were people making fun of. It's like this guy is not going to hold up at 155, and there's going to be a different challenge, and you proved them within 3 minutes that that's not the case. Are you in a physical and mental level that you feel indestructible?
No, a ver, invencible no me siento, obviamente. Por eso pongo muchísimo esfuerzo, porque no soy precisamente invencible, ¿sabes? Como soy que soy vencible, por eso me entreno y me esfuerzo todos los días muchísimo, muchísimo. Y al final de todo, cuando pongo muchísimo trabajo, sé que he hecho todo lo que estaba en mis manos y que ya la victoria es mía. Lo que yo siempre digo, ¿no? De que yo la victoria ya lo celebro cuando el campamento se acaba. Cuando yo ya doy el peso, es como, ya soy ganador. Después, dentro del octógono puede pasar cualquier cosa, pero nunca me quedaré con la duda de podía haber hecho más. Eso no vive dentro de mí, no pudiera vivir con eso. Y como esa sensación no está dentro de mí, pues yo ya me siento ganador.
Not invincible, quite the contrary. I feel that I'm beatable, and that's why I work so hard. I put so much dedication into it, and that's what I do, the work that I do, and I don't want to leave anything out there. And the work is so well done that I feel that there's no doubt left, and that's why I celebrate things the night before, because I feel that the victory is built and should be celebrated at the end of camp, because I would not live with myself if I didn't put all the hard work out there. So I feel that that's what happens, and I put so much hard work, and I deserve it.
Gracias, Ilia.
Ilia, en julio del 2023 hablamos contigo en la International Fight Week, hablamos contigo. No eras campeón ni de 145 y tú decías, yo soy el mejor, le gano a todos, soy el mejor y le voy a ganar. Poco menos de 2 años después, no es que has sido campeón, sino que eres campeón de 2 divisiones invicto. ¿Qué ha pasado? ¿Qué pasó en estos 2 años que ha sido todo tan rápido, Ilia Topuria?
In International Fight Week in 2023, we spoke to you before you were even a champion at 145, and he said, I am the best fighter in the world, and I'm going to be a champion. Now you're a double champ. What happened in these 2 years?
Estoy por cantar la de lo que pasó, pasó. Bueno, pasó. Lo que pasó, yo creo que todos los que están en este cuarto lo saben. Triunfo, 2 triunfos. Hemos hecho historia en varias ocasiones y me siento muy agradecido, la verdad, con la vida que me ha tocado vivir y la bendición que me ha dado Dios desde arriba.
Felicidades.
What has happened has happened. You've all seen it. I'm very grateful and very happy with what's happened, myself and the entire team, with this blessing that has happened in our lives.
Guys, thank you very much.